Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Buckley here. And today we're going to talk about how you write an equation just from looking at a graph. And we're going to start off with this one. So let's take a look at what this graph is about first. So it's entitled Weight of a Puppy. And let's see, we've got pounds over here, 2, 4, 6. So it's counting by twos with the pounds. And we've got months down here, counting by ones. Okay. So let's see. This is the start number, right? Right here, that 12. Let's fill that in over here. I could have made this fit a little better, but let's see if I can make this happen. So if this is the start number right here, we know it starts with 12. And then, is this increasing or decreasing? Well, it's increasing because it's going up. By what per what? Well, let's see. For every month that we go over, so after 1 month, it jumped from 12 to 14. So it went over 1 and up 2. So it's increasing by 2 pounds per month. This is the exact same template that we used when we were writing equations from word problems. So let's write the equation that goes with this. So let's see, if we're talking about weight and months, I'm going to use W for weight, and I'm going to use M for months, and I will say that the weight equals my start number of 12 plus, because it's increasing, 2 per month, 2 times the number of months. Kind of cool that you can just look at a graph and know what the equation was. Let's look at another one. Got this one now. So let's see what we've got here. So this is about an outside temperature. And we have hours, 1, 2, 3. Okay, those are going by ones. And the temperature is also going up by ones. Okay, so if you remember that this right here means now. This right here means now. This point right here is our start number. And I've said this before, but we call that the y-intercept. Let me write this down. The y-intercept, because that's the point at which it touches the y-axis. So it starts with 14, and let's see, is this increasing or decreasing? Well, if it's going down, it's decreasing. By what per what? Well, let's take a look. At time 0, we started at 14. If we go over to 1 hour, we went 1 hour and it went down 1, 2, 3 degrees. So it decreases by 3 degrees per hour. So what's our equation? Let's see, we've got temp and H for hours. Let's come down here. The temperature will be the temperature that it is right now, 14. Since it's decreasing, it is subtraction. And if it's 3 per hour, 3 degrees for every hour that goes by, it's 14 minus 3t. Isn't that cool? So the y-intercept tells you what the start number is. And when you check out, what the rate of change is, that's actually going to be this coefficient right here. So pretty cool. All right, let's look at a couple more. So if you'll notice, the first thing I'm always doing is making sense out of the graph before I begin. So this is the cost of tenders and wings. So we've got the total costs. Let's see, that's going up by 2s. And I've got the numbers of orders of wings down here, and that's counting by 1, 2, 3. That's counting by 1s. Can you see what the cost of a serving of tenders would be? That's the start number. It's right here. And again, we call that the y-intercept because it's where the price point begins. So it starts with 8. It is increasing by what? Well, let's see. If we started from here and then it went up to there. So for every 1 order of wings, it went up to $4, right? This was 2 and that makes 4, from 8 to 12. So it is $4 per order of wings. So let's use C for cost, and obviously W for wings. Don't use O because it looks like a 0. So the cost will be equal to that start number of 8 plus each order of wings costs $4. So it is 4 times the number of orders of wings. Gosh, I got to keep this moved over for you. Okay, let me just look at this one more time with you, in case you missed it. So it started with 8, that's the cost of the tenders, and it increased by $4 per order of wings. And this says the exact same thing. The cost will be the beginning number of 8 plus 4 times the number of orders of wings. Now, I want to point out something important on this graph. I'm sure you noticed that I did not connect these points, and I want to show you why. And I think I might actually have made an error on this on one of my videos last week. So at 1 order, it's 12. At 2 orders, it's 16. But what is it here? 1.5 orders? We can't buy a half order of wings. So there really is no data in between the cost of 1 order and 2 orders, and therefore we do not connect those dots. All right, let's look at another one. Last sample. Okay, so again, our first job is to make sense out of the graph. This is about circumference of a tree. And we are looking at the number of years, counting by 1s. And, all right, centimeters. And we're counting by 5s. So since I see my graph going up, I know that the circumference of the tree, right, the distance around the trunk is increasing as the years go by. Can you already see what our equation is going to be? I bet you can see the start of it. Let's take a look. It started at time now is right here. So it starts with 35. Let me do that in color so you can see. It starts with 35 and it increases by, so let's see, what does it increase by? So if it started here, there's 1 year, and it went up to there. So for every year, let's see, it went from 35 to 45. So it increased by 10 centimeters per year. All right, let's use C for centimeters. Let's use Y for years. And we can say that the circumference in centimeters will be equal to this 35 right here, the 35 we started with, and an additional 10 for every year that goes by. So it's plus 10y. Okay, let's do this. I want to give you the independent ones, and let's see, how many did I make for you? I made 4. All I'm asking you to do, and actually I shouldn't say all I'm asking you to do, because it's some new concepts. It can be challenging. What I'm asking you to do is fill out, it starts with what, and then decide about addition or subtraction, and then it's going to be something per something. Then you write your equation. So for each of these, I'm looking for, first of all, the template, and second of all, an equation, so that the graph, the template, and the equation all tell the same story. Okay? So here are the first 2. There are 2 more. So just hang on a second while I give you a chance to look these over and do your answers. And when you're ready to move on, here are the second 2. And again, you're filling out the template and you're writing an equation, just like we did in the sample problems. So this is new, and I want you to be sure to be in touch with me if you're having trouble with this. All right, kids, take care. Bye-bye.